Tonight on News Live at 6.
How do you run out of housing even though you know all these people have to live on campus next year? It doesn't make sense to me.
Students left stranded. 250 rising sophomores are left with no on-campus housing next year. Well, how's the university responding? I'll have that and how students are reacting.
Plus history here at Hendricks Chapel. SU welcomes the first ever Hindu chaplain.
And a popular event is driving its way back to the JMA Wireless Dome this weekend. All that and more. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University is running out of housing for its large freshman class, and the situation is getting out of hand. Good evening and welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Teagan Brown.
And I'm Peyton Spellacy. Hundreds of students tonight are left stranded with no planned housing for next semester. Just last week, rising sophomores picked where they wanted to live on campus next year, but not all of them had an option to choose from. Citrus TV reporter Nicole Aponte joins us live from South Campus. Nicole, what can you tell us?
Well, Peyton, the housing crisis has made its way to rising sophomores. Now, here on South Campus, these apartments usually remain open until the last day of housing registration, but this, every single one was taken. Uncertainty is in the air for freshman Vivian Love.
I don't know how close I'm going to live to campus, where are they going to put me next year? It makes me really anxious.
When she logged onto the housing portal to pick where she wanted to live for next year, there were no dorms left.
Housing selection is not available, or there's no rooms that fit your selection.
She then called the housing department for answers, but was given barely any information.
And I was kind of like, hey, I don't have housing for next year. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to fill out on the form. And they were like, well, you're going to get an email in a few days saying that you should wait for further instructions and the university is going to place you just wherever they can for next year. And they hung up and I was kind of like, oh, okay, never mind.
Then there's freshman Mark Pantano. He's going through the exact same problem.
I'm still doing everything as a student, doing what I'm supposed to, and I'm getting punished for it for my next year. So I don't really think that would be fair.
A university spokesperson told us that approximately 250 students did not participate in the housing self-selection process. But SU guaranteed housing for them early last Friday in this email. Still, Vivian's nervous that the university won't be able to place her in a dorm.
How do you run out of housing even though you know all these people have to live on campus next year? It doesn't make sense to me.
Both Vivian and Mark, they opted for single dorms here on campus for next year, but we're unsure if that's the reason they couldn't get housing in the first place. The university is set to call them on Monday with some answers, and we'll have continued coverage of those answers on our newscast next week. Reporting from South Campus, I'm Nicole Aponte, Citrus TV News. Guys?
Nicole Aponte, thank you so much. And new details tonight over at Hendricks Chapel. The university today welcoming the new Hindu chaplain. Joining us now is Citrus TV reporter Nicole LaFiandra, who was at today's welcome events. Nicole, good evening.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, today is the start of a new Hindu chaplaincy here at SU. Sanjay Mature is Syracuse University's newest chaplain. He's also SU's first Hindu chaplain. Reverend Brian Conkle, Dean of Hendricks Chapel, says to welcome a Hindu chaplaincy to Syracuse University is an occasion for tremendous celebration. Syracuse has been in need of a Hindu chaplain for quite some time now, and having one will foster a more inclusive environment here at the university. After today's service, one graduate student at the university, Apruva Balura, says she appreciates the new chaplaincy.
It's actually a unique thing, I feel, because not all the universities offer this.
The chaplain's role in the community is to listen without judgment and provide resources to the Hindu community. He has already served a number of roles in the community already. Nicole LaFiandra, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Nicole. Hendricks Chapel today also celebrates Good Friday. Christian chaplains held a special Good Friday service this afternoon, followed by a celebration of the Lord's Passion and Stations of the Cross at the Catholic Center. Tomorrow there will be an Easter Vigil at 7:30 on Saturday, culminating with an Easter Mass at 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Sunday.
And the South Asian Student Association is hosting an event tomorrow for Holi. The celebration is India's annual festival of colors. This free event will have music and food, and it's all a part of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, which aims to educate the members of the SU community about the culture's history and contributions.
Also tomorrow, Monster Jam is rolling back into the JMA Wireless Dome at 7 p.m. Right now, crews are setting up dirt in the dome, over 250 dump trucks worth of it. Fans are able to see the massive trucks up close and even meet the drivers earlier in the day. 12 skilled athletes will battle for the Stadium Championship Series Red, and that champion will receive a highly coveted automatic bid to the Monster Jam World Finals in July. You can still secure your ticket at Ticketmaster.
And new details tonight regarding an SU alum's son, Rebecca Jones. Her 13-year-old son was arrested this week on charges that he made terrorist threats on the internet. Jones yesterday sharing on Twitter that her son shared multiple posts about school shootings. A judge released the boy to home detention with an electric monitor, but strictly limited his internet usage, and an arraignment is scheduled for May 3rd.
And everybody needs shoes, but what happens if you can't afford new ones? One local repair shop is now making the chore of fixing shoes fun. Citrus TV's Jared Johnston reports.
40 years,
You may have seen this man in Syracuse before. He's known by many names.
So I'm the ambassador now. They give me a nickname.
That's the owner of Discount Shoe Repair, Ralph Bertella, well known for his quality of work.
What do you think?
Very shiny, everything, the color is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's no one better than him.
Yeah. It's like cutting fruit.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the early 60s, Bertella and his family moved from southern Italy for a chance at an opportunity to work in the United States. Since then, he's confident he's made a very good life for himself and his family.
I got a nice job. I got a nice business. I got a nice wife, a nice son. I'm very happy.
Discount Shoe Repair has been in downtown Syracuse for over 50 years, but it's not just getting your shoes refurbished at a quality price. That's the whole allure of the experience. Ralph Rotella and the little personal touch makes your day go just that whole little better.
When you do something nice, people remember.
If you can't make it to his store, chances are you know someone that's been impacted by his shoe donation program. They're hoping to beat Ralph's record of 23,187. But if you're lucky enough to make it to the store in downtown, you'll surely experience his charisma instantly.
That was 1975 when it was started.
Yeah.
You were not born. Who knows? Maybe even your mother was not born.
Ralph is truly the soul of Syracuse. And hey, you might even get a cup of cappuccino as well.
Jared Johnston, thank you so much. What a sweet story. And the Syracuse Mets are preparing for the Meet the Mets charity fundraiser. The event will take place in 2 weeks at NBT Bank Stadium. Fans will be able to meet the players and coaches while raising money for 2 local organizations. Memorabilia and experience packages will also be auctioned off. Proceeds will go to the Syracuse Challenger Baseball League and the United Way of CNY. And Peyton, baseball game means good weather, right? They had their game delayed today because of the cold temperatures, but Walker, can we expect warm temperatures for their doubleheader tomorrow?
Yes, we can. Great weather in the near future here. And Syracuse weather, though, especially in April, does this thing where it'll get really cold one day and the next day it'll be super warm. For example, right now it's 41 degrees outside, which isn't bad, I would say, for Syracuse weather. We got some sun and some mild winds, so it's nothing crazy. But again, let's look into this evening, because as the sun goes down, so do the temperatures. And this crazy influx in weather will leave you with seasonal sickness. And guess who might have seasonal sickness? That's right, me. I sound like I gargled a bag of sand right now. My throat is so dry. But anyways, 33 degrees, a little bit of a drop in wind tonight. So if you're out on the town, you're out on Marshall Street, you don't got to worry about those wind chills. It will be 33 degrees though, so you might want to layer up. And let's check across the map, because it's kind of the same thing all across the map. We're seeing about the same temperatures, nothing crazy. Folks in Rochester getting 45 degrees, so that's pretty nice. But trust me, when we get later into this show, oh my goodness, you're going to be blown away because it's going to be so warm. It's crazy. Anyways, guys.
Walker, thank you so much. And still ahead on News Live at 6, fire breaks out in a Syracuse home. The heroic actions of one police officer that saved multiple lives.
Plus, a tradition makes its way back to the New York State Fairgrounds this year. You're watching Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. That one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn-on ones, the finger ones, the pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
You're watching Citrus TV News Live at 6 with Teagan Brown, Ashley Winskowski, and Alana Epstein. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. A fire broke out this morning on Coy-Kendall Ave, resulting in the residence becoming uninhabitable. Luckily, no one was injured after Syracuse police officer Joseph Hilliker ran into the burning building to warn residents on the second floor to get out.
Firefighters were able to get the blaze under control in about 30 minutes, and our neighboring home sustained only minor damage. One woman was checked for smoke inhalation, but did not need to go to the hospital. 10 people are now displaced.
And as more than 800 Syracuse students are returning to school from spring break, the Syracuse City School District, that is, they will be faced with some hard news. The Blessings in a Backpack charity can no longer provide the children free food for the weekend.
The charity is suspending services at 20 Syracuse schools due to low amount of donations, and they would need $38,000 to provide meals for the rest of the school year. To donate, you can visit the Blessings in a Backpack website.
The city of Syracuse is aiming to improve school safety through new investments, and the Public Works and Public Safety Committees met this week to discuss new speed enforcement technologies. The city is looking to purchase 2 new sets of camera equipment to catch speeders, identify license plates, as well as the makes of speeding cars.
The new legislation will be necessary to determine if these cameras would only be operated during the school year or at school events. The DPW says the funding would be from the capital budget.
And Memorial Day Watchfire is returning to the New York State Fairgrounds after 3 years. The memorial honors soldiers and veterans by burning retired flags in a woodpile, resulting in the fire the size of a house.
The Vietnam Veterans of America ran the event for over 35 years until it was canceled in 2020 due to the pandemic. Admission is free, but to donate any retired flags, you can visit the organization's website.
And the latest tonight in Onondaga County, senior centers are getting an upgrade. $1 million in funding has been approved for the Department of Adult and Long-Term Care Services. The money will go towards modernizing and updating services for seniors.
Grants of up to $100,000 will be available to the 22 senior centers in the county. Funding will come in May or June.
A man is suing Onondaga County after a probation's officer forced him to be her sex slave. The lawsuit says Bridget DeWare forced the 37-year-old man to have sexual contact with her in various locations around CNY between May and October of 2017.
DeWare pleaded guilty for misconduct in 2018, but now the man is filing a lawsuit under the Adult Survivors Act, which allows sexual assault survivors a one-year window to file a civil case against an abuser.
Governor Kathy Hochul is granting clemency for 7 people today. 5 will receive pardons and the other 2 will have their sentences reduced. One of those sentences reduced was among the longest sentences for a non-violent drug crime in the state. The governor's office is also working to simplify the clemency process.
A new program allows staff more time to review applications and more transparency on case status for applicants. Hochul spoke earlier today about the importance of exercising her power. As governor of New York, it is my responsibility to exercise the power of clemency to show that change and redemption are possible.
I'm not showing you the weather. I'm hiding it. It's a secret. I hope you come back because let me tell you, this weekend is going to be incredible. I better see you next. Coming up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, I told you the weekend's going to be nice. Did I lie? Look at that. 65 degrees on Monday, 55 on Sunday. All sunny. Sunny and 55. I mean, that's incredible. What is this, Florida? Saturday, we're going to get a little bit of some cloudage, but don't even worry about it. No rain at all. Medium winds. It's going to make for a great weekend. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Saturday. I know you're a little excited. I'm excited too. No rain, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. So you're getting nothing crazy. Again, you start to really feel the wind. It starts to feel intense around 15 miles per hour. So nothing to worry about there, and 50 degrees. So definitely a time to be outside unless you're sick like me. And if you are sick, don't worry, I got you covered. Here's everything you can do to feel better from being sick. Number 1, cough drops. This is on the top of the list for me because man, your throat gets sore. It gets hard to talk. And then boom, medicine ball tea at Starbucks. My mom told me about this one and I didn't believe her. I thought it was just a scam and I bought into it. I felt like I was breathing in a garden. This tea is where it's at. Anyways, hot shower too. I mean, what better than wash away the sickness, right? And then just some rest. Don't do the weather if you're sick. Don't recommend it. But yeah, you see how this is all in order? This is what I'm gonna do the minute I leave the station is just do all these one after another and bada bing, bada boom, you'll feel incredible. Last but not least, let's look at that 5-day forecast. So much sun, look at this, wow. I mean, you told me you were living in Syracuse, I'd say you're lying right now. Sun, sun, sun. I'm not even gonna talk about how good this news is. Crazy stuff. See you guys.
Walker, well, we hope you feel better after all those steps. That's a really good guide. We all appreciate that. But 1 year from tomorrow, central New York will experience a total solar eclipse. On your screen now, you can see the path of the moon's narrower shadow, which will start in Mexico and move northeast.
The city of Syracuse will be able to see the total eclipse for only a minute and a half between 3:22 and 3:24 p.m. But the incredible view lasts longer farther north, with both Oswego and Watertown seeing the shadow for 3 minutes.
And in financial news, the U.S. today reporting a healthy 236,000 jobs added last month despite the Federal Reserve's recent rate hikes. Unemployment rate fell to 3.5%, just above the 53-year low set in January.
These reports now raising the possibility that inflation could potentially be easing, and and may cause rate hikes. Average hourly wages were up to 4.2% from 12 months earlier, down sharply from a 4.6% year-to-year increase in February.
Coming up in sports, today marks a special day in Syracuse athletics history. Plus, the SU lacrosse programs sit on opposite ends of the spectrum in ranked matchups ahead of a big weekend. All that plus a tradition unlike any other and more ahead on News Live at 6.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Marks a special anniversary in Syracuse athletics history. Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Selover. Exactly 20 years ago, Jim Boeheim, Carmelo Anthony, Jerry McNamara, and company closed out Kansas to reach the mountaintop of college hoops. The 2003 title still represents the program's only national championship. And while SU men's basketball already concluded its 2023 campaign, both lacrosse teams are in the meat of their seasons. Tomorrow afternoon, top-ranked SU women's lacrosse hosts number 19 Clemson. Because of Monster Jam in the Dome, the game will be played at Cicero North Syracuse High School. Head coach Kayla Traynor says the matchup prepares SU for more road tests in the future.
We want to be just as good on the road as we are at home, and I know this is technically a home game for us, but you know, the goal for us is that no matter where we play, we can play like us. So, you know, it'll be good. It'll be a good game.
If you like the color orange, this is a matchup for you. It's the first ever meeting between the Cuse and the Tigers. Clemson enters at 10-4 in its first season as a program, but SU is a perfect 6-0 against ranked opponents. Game time is set for 2 over at CNS. And that's not the only matchup between Orange and Tigers this weekend. SU men's lacrosse travels to 15th ranked Princeton for a noon showdown on Saturday. On the opposite spectrum of the women, Gary Gates' squad is only 0-5 against ranked competition. It's the first matchup between the two opponents since 2013. Syracuse has won the last 4 matchups in this series, and this year's showdown could be a low-scoring affair. Both starting goalies rank in the top 10 in the country for save percentage. Face-off in New Jersey is slated for noon. Over to Major League Baseball, both New York squads opened weekend series with day games this afternoon. After 7 road contests to start the year, the Mets challenged the Marlins at 1 for the home opener at Citi Field. And we'll take a look at those highlights. Edwin Diaz's knee injury keeps him out from this season at the World Baseball Classic. He comes out to a raucous applause from Mets fans in this home opener, and New York would get on the board first, leading 2-0, and there is Pete Alonso in the 4th inning. Laces one through the left side, coming around to score is Nito. He actually uses his foot to kick that one away. He slides in safely. Mets lead 3-0. And when we skip ahead here to the 6th inning, up is Starling Marte, and he launches that one deep to left field. Marte goes yard for his first home run of the season. Mets lead at 4-0 in the 6th. Daniel Vogelbach loves it, and he's going to love this as well. Francisco Lindor hits his first home run of the season. Mets take an 8-3 advantage, and just 2 pitches later, well, Pete Alonso, he's going to go yard as well. It's a home run party for New York at home. And while we can't tell you that maybe Vogelbach probably liked that, well, those kids certainly did in center field. And Vogelbach definitely likes the final score as New York defeats Miami 9-3. The Mets improved to 4-4 on the season. Marlins at just 3-5. Edward Cabrera, an interesting stat line, didn't give up a hit, but he walked 7, and so he gets the loss. Pete Alonso, 2 RBIs, up to 5 home runs on the season. And it was not the only afternoon game of baseball today. The Bronx Bombers in action as well this afternoon at Baltimore. New York has won each of its first 2 series, but the 4-2 Yankees currently trailing 7-6 in the bottom of the 8th. Clark Schmidt lasted just 3 1/3 innings with the start today for New York, and the offense certainly has work to do. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew, and congrats on your sports debut here on Live at 6. When we come back, we'll take one last look at your weather. Stay with us.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
I'm back. Did you miss me? Well, they told me to keep talking about the 5-day forecast because of how incredible it was, so I said I had to. I mean, look at this. Sunday, 55 degrees, Monday, 65, and you think, oh, it must stop there. It must not go up. Oh, no. Look at Wednesday and Thursday, 72 and 79. Are you kidding me? Now, keep in mind the lows. They're fairly low, but hey, I like sun, and I'm happy to get some vitamin D. You should too, so rest up and get ready for some great weather.
Walker, thank you, and you rest up too again, feel better. But SUNY ESF came up just short in the final of the SUNY mascot March Madness. Okie the Acorn lost to Stony Brook's Wolfie in the closest mascot madness final in history.
Now, this was a David and Goliath story, really, because ESF's students population is only 10% of Stony Brook's, but Wolfie is proving to be Okie's kryptonite. The Wolf took down the Acorn last year as well.
Peyton, the numbers here are crazy. Wow, look at that mascot. Isn't that so very interesting? I wonder what Wolfie looks like, but honestly, he's the winner and we don't care about him because ESF is next door and we care about the Acorn. But Okie had 49.96% of the vote. Wolfie had 50.04. That's how close this was.
Yeah, that's a really close, especially for, like we just said, the numbers are pretty weird.
Oh yeah. Well, that is all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us on Citrus TV, I'm Teagan Brown.
And I'm Peyton Spellacy. Tune in to Juice and Java tomorrow morning. Good night, Syracuse.